Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Mark Seaton and I am with Shard's Art Class. You are here today because you received a kit that looks something like this for a fused glass mosaic sun catcher kit. So I'm here to give you a quick demonstration of how to complete these kits. It's really quite simple, but you know, a picture is worth 1,000 words, I always say. I always find it helpful to watch a video or something when I'm trying to do things. So here we go. Here's your kit. The first thing we're going to do is open the kit and take a look at what's inside. So first of all, inside you're going to have a bit of an instruction sheet, just talking about what mosaics are. I won't go through that. I will let you read that, telling you what you can expect to receive in the kit, and just a very quick set of instructions on how to access the video, which you've already done because you're here, and what to do with your kit when it's completed. These are this is a quick example of what we're going to be making today, of what these are. So this is these are mosaics, which means that they're small little pieces put together to create a picture. In this case, we're applying colored glass onto clear glass, which we will then fuse together in the kiln and give you a lovely three-dimensional piece when you're completed. Okay. So I'm going to move on and just do a quick demonstration of how to work with these elements. So in your kit you will have received a base piece of glass in the size that you ordered. This is freshly cut glass, so the edges can be a bit sharp. You need to just handle with care. Okay? You will have received a template for the design that you selected. In this case we're going to be working on double butterflies. You will have received a little bottle of white glue. It's simple white glue. It takes quite a while to dry, so you've got a lot of maneuvering time with this stuff. We will be using a little bit of hairspray in one of the applications that I'm going to show you. So this is just simply hairspray. You have a skewer stick for moving stuff around, a spreader stick for the glue, a pair of tweezers to help you move the glass around, and then you're also going to receive the color of glass that you requested, and it's going to be in the form of crushed glass. So this is called Frit in the glass making world. This is called Frit, and it really is large pieces of glass, similar to this. So glass comes in solid pieces like this. I put it into a glass crusher, select the colors you want, put it into a glass crusher, and put it together in these little bags for you to work onto your piece with. So we've got, in this case, the largest grind, or the largest crush, and then the next smallest one down is this one. You can see the pieces of glass are a little bit smaller, and then we have an even smaller one here, which I will do a quick demonstration on how to use. This is also crushed glass, and these pieces are going to be used to form the body of your butterfly, or your dragonfly. You also will have a bag, if your kit requires a bag, with some selection on heads and eyes. I will ask that any of the glass and glue, etc., that is not used is put back into the kit. When you bring your piece back for firing, I would like to get everything back. I reuse all of the elements as best I can. I do not want to. I do not want to create any garbage. So I reuse the plastic bags. I reuse the bottles. I reuse the boxes. So please, I will take everything back with your kit when you bring it back for firing. Okay. So let's move on to the demonstration. I'm trying to get this done in under 15 minutes, and I'm at 4 minutes now, so I am going to move on quickly. So the first thing you're going to do is we're going to tape the template onto the back of the clear glass so that you can use it to know where to put your glass on. So I'll just tape this on like so. It's not fitting properly at the bottom. Okay, so we've got that taped on, and I haven't done a very good job at taping it, but you see what we're needing here. This should fit a little bit better, but you get the idea. Okay, Now I'm going to move this screen down so that we can look at my workspace and I can show you how I am now going to fill this in. So we have our template on, we have our glass. So now it is the process of gluing cut pieces of glass onto the design of, have I got this right for you? Should it be like that? There, it probably works better for you if I do it that way. Onto your clear piece of glass to create the shape of the piece that you ordered. So I am going to start with the body on this larger dragonfly, and I'm just going to simply put out all my little pieces of black glass here. Now I'm going to open my glue and I'm going to take my glue spreader. So this is craft glue. We're going to put glue onto your piece of clear glass where the designs are showing, and then we are going to glue pieces of small glass onto there to make your design. So I'm just going to take a little bit of glue and I'm going to put a little bit of glue in here and here and here. This glue doesn't dry very quickly, so you've got a lot of room, as I already said. Now, so we're going to find a piece of glass that is similar to the size of that compartment that we have just put glue into. And I am simply going to add the piece of glass on there, seat it into the glue that's there, and it will eventually dry. So you're going to do that all the way down your body. You're going to do the same thing with the head. So I'm going to pick up a bit more glue and put a little dab of glue in here. So as you see, this is really a very simple process. It just takes a little bit. I just wanted to show it to you. So now what I'm going to do is dump out my bag with my eyes and my heads in it. And so as you can see, I've got some options. I've given you 4 different heads, and I've given you, I think, 8 different eyes. So you can make some choices there. So in this case, I think I am going to use this for my head. So I put glue down. So I'm simply going to add this for my head. I'm going to do the same thing for my eyes. I'm going to simply put a dab of glue down, and I am going to add, I've got a magnet watch on here, I am going to add some eyes, and I think I'm going to add these purple eyes to this guy. And that's all I have to do. So you're going to decorate this by adding glass to glue, by gluing the glass down. Okay? So that's the body. The next thing I want to show you is how to apply the Frit, which is the same process. So all we're going to do is I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to dump out, in this case I'm using the largest Frit, or the largest crush. So these are the larger pieces. This bag has got the smaller pieces in. I'll demonstrate one wing using that as well. So again, we're going to take some of our glue. We're going to put it on the end of our stick. Now you want to have enough glue on so that the glass pieces will sit in the glue. Now, if a little bit of glue gets outside the black line, it's not to worry about. It will fire off in the kiln. I would not get too much out. I would not let it get too messy though, because it can do a bit of marking. So you want to be a bit careful here. So now you're going to select pieces of glass to fit into the wing design. So you're going to pick some larger pieces and some smaller pieces out of your packet of glass that you've got here. So I've got a small spot there on the edge of the wing, so I am going to use a small piece of glass there. Now what am I going to use here? So I'll try one of these purple pieces. So you can use them in a structured pattern, or you can use them in a random pattern. What I am doing here is pretty much using it in a random pattern. So you want to find pieces of glass that will kind of fit into the areas that you've got space for within the lines. Now you also want to make sure that you are bumping the glass up to one another and filling in as many of the open spaces as you can. Now this glass kind of tipped over on its edge. I'm going to tip it back and I'm going to shove it in there. So you can see how I am putting the glass right up to the next piece of glass on the piece. So then I'm going to take this one and put it over here so that the edge of my glass is lining up with the edge of my glass, with the edge of my wing design. So I'll put another piece of blue in here because it looks like it's going to fit into that little area. So it's about picking the right piece of glass to fit into the area that you're trying to, fill. So I'm going to try putting a blue piece there. Maybe I'll put another piece of the purple there. So I'm using dark blue, opaque gray, and a light purple transparent on here. Now you can appreciate that when you look at this through the sun, with the sun behind it, you're going to be able to see through the transparent glass, although through the color. And with the opaque glass, you will not be able to see through it because it's not transparent. So here I am just adding this glass onto here. So as you're getting down to the corner here, you're using smaller and smaller pieces of glass so that they are taking on that point, okay? And you can fill that as much as you want. Now what you may find is that you've got some areas that may not have filled completely, or that you can see through more than you want. And sometimes if you wait until your piece is dried, the glue dries as well and you can see through better. So what you would do is you'd add a bit of a second layer where you felt you needed it. And all you do is you take a piece of glass, put a little dab of glue on it, and place it on top of the other glass, okay, where you might have had. And the other way to do that, to make it easier, is to put a piece of glass, just layer it on top like this, where you think you might not want a space showing through, and then you can cover those spaces up. Where you have added that glass on top, hairspray also acts as an fixative or a glue, so all you would do is spray some glue or some hairspray over that, and that would glue the top layer of glass onto the second layer of glass. So the other one I wanted to show you very quickly is another way of adhering the glass. So instead of putting glue down first, we are simply going to put the glass down onto, I'm going to spoon it out onto here, and I am going to use my fingers to shape the glass into the design of the leaf. So as you can see, you have built up, you have put the glass on there, and you're building it up so that it's a bit of a mound of glass on there, but remember, it's not glued down yet. And in this case, instead of using the white glue underneath, all we're going to do is hairspray the glue, this on to that crushed glass, and maybe just pull it together a bit with our fingers so that it's taking the shape of that leaf, of that wing design. That hairspray will glue as strong as the white glue, and it will adhere it to it. So complete that with all of your pieces. Make sure everything is glued down. You may want to go back once it's dried and just check to make sure that it's all glued. If it's not glued properly, add a little bit of hairspray. The other thing that you can do if you've got a real problem is use a little bit of crazy glue on here, but you want to really make sure that your pieces are glued down, because this when you're finished and everything is dry, you're going to put everything back into your kit like this. And what I will do, I've got to add a piece of bubble wrap in here, so you put a piece of bubble wrap down, and then you'll put everything back into your kit and send it back to me, and I will fire it and let you know when it's done. So I'm out of time. I am going to sign off. If you've got any questions, give me a call.